So you can take. Have you got a DSLR?
What's your camera?
I've got Sony.
Can you take the
DLSR.
lens off the front?
Yeah, I've got the lens as well.
Yeah, okay, so if you take the lens off the front and put a Sony T-ring on it, then you can attach that to the end here.
Oh, right,
Now,
okay,
in theory, so that's the theory.
That's the theory,
okay?
yeah.
In practice, it's quite hard to get focus.
Really, yeah.
Because you've got a reflector and you've got to try and get it into focus, and sometimes, ordinarily, you normally can't get your camera close enough to get focus. So there are things that you can buy to change the focus point, something called a Barlow, and use that to try and to Barlow to try and get better focus.
So if we ever needed accessories, you're the person to sort of tell you what to get for this camera, that sort of thing,
But equally, smartphone over the eyepiece will get you some brilliant views. So here. So this is an accessory that we do, that Celestron do. It clamps over the eyepiece. You put your phone in here.
That just fits.
Yeah, and then you can just manoeuvre your camera to where it needs to be. But equally, this one pulls out. So that the problem with some of the cameras now is that you've got a number of camera lenses on them. So sometimes you have to pull out to be able to get focus.
Right, okay.
So this one will pull out while holding your thing.
So then you can buy one of them for this?
Yeah. So this is universal. It goes on any eyepiece.
Okay.
Sorry, these are currently unavailable because they're out of stock, but due back in end of September.
Oh, right, okay then.
Yeah.
Blimey. Just saying, what's a really expensive telescope? Just what would something like that be?
So that one's just under 10 grand.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. The one behind it's the most expensive one.
Yeah.
The mount itself is £10,000 without the optical tube on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
£10,000.
Yeah, but they tend to be more for photography. So
oh really?
You need the stability. So it's depending on how big your aperture is. So the bigger the aperture is, the sturdier base you need.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is for photography. If you're going to have a big tube like that, then you have to have a big mount for it to be steady to do longer exposures.
Oh, right. So this will see like one of the planets quite.
Yeah, so it'll do Saturn. It'll do Jupiter. Mars is a really funny object.
Because Mars is sort of...
Mars is a really funny object. So I always joke that we went out and we took the 9.25, so the big tube here on the end.
Yeah.
And Mars was no better in that than in a 130 reflector.
Really?
Yeah. And it's just because it is really small.
Yeah.
And all you do see when you're not in opposition, all you will see.
That's close to Earth, really.
Saturn and Jupiter are huge.
They're huge,
and they're very, very bright.
Yeah.
So that's why you get to see.
That's why you get to see them really good.
Yeah. Whereas Mars is relatively small, so it can be quite disappointing.
Yeah.
That on the same object. So when you come out at night time. Yeah. So you know where you can see Jupiter. So you put Jupiter, the red dot on Jupiter, and then that will be in your eyepiece.
That'll be in the eye.
Yeah.
Does it come with this?
Yeah, it comes with that. Yeah. They all come with finder scopes. Yeah.
And then, what about these ones? Does it come?
So it comes with two eyepieces. So you get a 25mm and a 10mm.
Yeah.
Your 25 is your wide field of view. Your 10 is your more magnified one.
Right.
So do all your searching with your 25.
Yeah.
And then swap it for the 10.
Oh right, okay then.
And then you can upgrade your eyepieces.
Yeah.
Because your eyepieces are what give you your magnification.
Yeah.
So you can upgrade your eyepieces and add eyepieces depending on what you like looking at.
Oh really?
To get more or less magnification.
Oh, okay then. So what would be something like? So this is quite good, is it? Not that I'm.
So those are binoculars.
So these are binoculars?
Yeah, they're binoculars. They're
especially
astronomical
for space
binoculars. Yeah. They're beautiful. But they're quite niche, if you like.
Really,
Yeah. But they are beautiful.
Mm. What would be the idea of that? It's even wider. You get a good
Yeah, so your more wide field of view, because you're using 2 eyes, it looks a little bit more 3D.
Yeah, so, yeah.
So the moon through those is beautiful.
Really?
Yeah, it's the best thing to look at the moon
Really?
through. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was quite surprised how good my binoculars were.
Yeah, but I mean, the moon is so close and so bright, you can see it in any telescope or any optical bit of equipment that you have.
Flashing through my binoculars.
Yeah.
So will that be a little bit closer with that
Yeah.
when you look at the moon?
Yes, because you'll have more magnification.
So you can see obviously the craters a
So
bit
with
better.
your 25, you'll see the whole of the moon. With the 10mm, you'll be able to see craters, mountainous regions. Yeah. But always look at the moon when it's a segment. Don't look at the moon when it's a whole moon. Because when it's a whole moon, all you're looking at is a bulb. Because it's so bright, you can't see anything. You haven't got any contrast between anything.
That's interesting, yeah.
So don't look at it as a whole, because all it is like a lit up bulb.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Take that into account. So we're going to be looking at it.
Yeah. When it's like half a moon or a
Half a moon.
segment, and because you want the contrast between the dark
Yeah.
and the light
Yeah.
to help bring out the mountainous regions.
Yeah. So this is it then, I suppose. So this is the one that I get it all set up and then off I go almost, isn't it? Once align with 2 stars and.
Yeah, align with 2 stars.
Does it
through
remember
the
them
app.
2 stars or?
No,
is it
so
every
because
time?
everything moves, so you have to do it every
So
single
it's every
time.
time,
Yeah, every time you go
I
out,
suppose
you have to
would
do
do
it. And the same thing that if you move your scope from, say like if you're on your patio and then you move it down to the bottom of the garden, you then have to redo your alignment again.
Oh, is there ones that realign? I'm sure I saw something that realigns.
So there are scopes that will do an alignment for you.
No, is there one I saw something on YouTube, but it did look like that one where, say it's a line, say you put in Jupiter and it's looking at Jupiter, then you quickly look at something else.
Yeah.
Will it find Jupiter again?
Yeah. So if you leave it, once it's aligned, if you leave it alone and don't physically move it, it will stay tracking. So it will
stays tracking.
So it will travel to Jupiter. If you then go to Saturn, it will then go and look at Saturn. If you go to the moon, it will go to the moon. Go back to Jupiter, it should go back to Jupiter.
Just go, oh really?
Yeah. Just make sure that when you're doing the difference between the objects, you put your 25mm in, because you may miss it in your eyepiece.
Right. Okay.
Because the 10mm will be too narrow a field of view.
Yeah.
So again.
Oh, okay. And if I want to look at a nebula, what's a general nebula that one?
So Orion Nebula is the easiest one, but it's not up because Orion's not up. Or the Ring Nebula, that's up in the summer. So the Ring Nebula is something. The Ring Nebula looks like a donut in the sky, as my children used to call it. It looks like a smoke ring.
Right. Okay then.
So
if we have a nice clear night this week, I buy this, and then that's what I should be looking for.
Yeah. One of the things you can look for,
Yeah, because I'm absolutely complete novice on this, you know. Like.
So the apps will tell you, they'll have like tonight's best objects and things like that.
So so when I buy that, is it a Skywatcher app that you?
Yeah, it's the Skywatch app. It will say it's called I think it's called the Skywatcher SimScan app. That's what you'll need to control this. It will say it in the instructions that you'll need to download that. It is free to download. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to get one of them.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Just remember power. So these are obviously electric scopes. So they take 8 AA batteries.
8 AA.
They don't take rechargeables.
Oh, they don't. No.
So physically you can put them in.
Yeah.
But their rechargeables dip and peak too quickly for the scopes. So if it dips, your scope will just continue to slew somewhere. So you'll find if you get any weird behaviour, it's always down to power. So they're very sensitive to it. You can buy a power pack that will go into the mount and into like an electric socket, like a mains lead is what I'm trying to say. Sorry. They're £27, but otherwise you just start off with batteries and see how you go.
I mean, the batteries last a while, or because £27 doesn't seem too bad.
No, so the thing with the battery, when you first have your scope and you first get an alignment, you're a bit like a little kid. Everyone does it. Yeah. You go, I'm going to go and test it. I'm going to go to Jupiter. I'm going to go to Saturn. I'm going to go here. Let's have a look at that.
Yeah.
And you'll use a set in a night.
Yes.
When you calm down and you just want to look at the moon, or you're just doing a little bit, then that's when they'll last longer. So it just depends on.
So you sell, I presume you sell the power packs.
Yeah.
I think I'll take that in the
one of
power
those.
pack.
Yeah, no problem. You can go and grab.
I suppose I could probably watch a YouTube video how to set it up as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's bound to be someone on there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the power supply. It's straight downstairs.
So this is our telescope now.
Yeah.
This is our new baby. Oh. So we can watch it tonight
Yeah, well, I don't think the weather's too good
if
tonight.
it's not raining.
No. Do you know what? It's
It'll probably
actually
be raining
quite a
for a
good
week
thing that the weather's not good because it allows you to get your scope together. It allows
Do you know
you
what?
to
We'll put it all together.
together, put
Yeah.
your finder scope on, check the app out, see what you've got to do on the app,
Yeah.
rather than trying to do it all in one go.
Yeah, try and
Yeah.
yeah.
It sometimes does require a little bit of patience.
Look how powerful the telescope here.
Yeah, I never realised how exciting it is looking at stuff.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
for everyone, but I just found it.
Yeah, it is
Yeah, they're
fascinating.
knocking off
And
this.
half the enjoyment is just to getting. Okay, you're not going to get images like Hubble, but
No.
the enjoyment is actually being able to see it with your
just-
telescope
yeah.
in your garden
That's the thing. isn't it?
and appreciate how far away that thing is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
This is our new
Can I take the
toy.
name for the invoice?
Yes, Alan
Our
Tracy.
new toy in the garden. Another one. I'm excited. Nice, 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 nice. Yes. Unboxing. So this is the instruction. Our instruction. Also, I need your help, please.
1 minute.
Oh, God. So this is what, this is the one now. So this one is for the body, like that. You need to hold here, my love. Because I need to screw here. I need to screw this one. You move here. You move this way, my love.
Let's have a look now.
You move this way. Here, you have to be here.
What do I have to be there?
Because I'm doing the video. You hold here. You hold there. Yeah, because look, it's springish. It's springy.
Yeah.
So that's the picture. So
just
this
tell me-
one is like that. All you do is hold it for me, please. I need the whole.
Is it on the right side?
Yeah, I think as long as you mount it. There you go. So that's the thing now. Alright?
Must be right then.
Yeah. And then this one. Switch it off. Yeah, that's the thing. Hold that.
Okay, in the right position, don't cross thread it.
What you're looking for?
There's a red dot.
Huh?
I can't find the red dot. To line it up.
Oh,
Planet.
okay. I've got my sunflower. Looking for the sunshine. I can't wait to see tonight.